Okay, let me quickly talk about the first part of the Glss-Ct Bwl by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Um, it's got like one of these kind of iconic openings of the thing. It's an iconic opening. Unfortunately, it's also an opening that slips in the N word in the midst of it, which is like it's like, okay, let's do the counter on every time there's some horrible racial slur in the middle of the thing. But yeah, the Glss-Ct Bwl starts off. There was a rough Stone Age and a smooth Stone Age and a Bronze Age, and many years afterwards a cut glass age, which I guess makes me think of, because I think Fitzgerald is at least credited with popularizing the idea of the Jazz Age. So, but here we're talking about the cut glass age, and it's sort of one of these things of like, you get married and you get given all this kind of fine china or lead crystal glass stuff. It's all this stuff that gets put away places, gets put places, never gets used. I've got some memory lane china that I was given at my wedding that we've never used, and I've been married for a while now, 3 decades worth, never ever used. But I mean, this couple, we're only 7 years in, and I mean 7 years as in the 7 year itch, definitely is a thing. Um, and where do we get it? We get like, yeah, just a little bit in, we get yes, the wine glasses succumbing to leg fractures, and even the dinner glasses disappearing one by one, like the 10 blank little blanks. Which I think that's the nursery rhyme, which is also used by Agatha Christie in the then there were none. I think is the reference to it. It just shows you just how deeply embedded in language of our culture that racism is. Though it does do a really good thing of showing like Miss Roger Fairbolt and Mrs. Harold Piper. Miss Roger Fairbolt is just come to visit the beautiful Miss Harold Piper, and it's like, oh, it's all this beautiful, and oh, how wonderful it is to see. But underneath the surface, it's like, well, I've heard that there's somebody that's been visiting them. That Mr. Freddie Gedney had been dropping in on Miss Piper 5 afternoons a week for the past 6 months. So it's one of these things that people doing. It's like it's Miss Piper thinking that she's been Evelyn Piper thinking she's fooling anyone in her affair, and she's not. It's like the visitor knows, and indeed, quite after the second she leaves, Freddie shows up saying like, why I got your note, why do we end? It's like because everybody knows. And we can't see each other anymore. My husband does know, and he says he's agreed, like, I'm going to let it pass as long as you never see him again. But who, of course, should come up the walk at that very moment but the husband, Harold. And so Fred hides in the library, and she tries to get him to go upstairs, but nope, he won't cooperate. And and you see at the beginning of this, because we're talking about this cut glass bowl, it's like, well, she apparently had a former lover, previous to being married, young Carlton Canby, and when he heard that she was going to get married to Harold, he drew himself up. Evelyn, I'm going to give a present that's as hard as you are, and as beautiful, and as empty, and as easy to see through. And so he gave her this cut glass bowl, and what betrays the fact that Freddie is in there? It's this cut glass bowl. He knocks it, and it rings, and that brings the husband in and busts everything open. And her husband calls him a devil, and Evelyn is just like is just kind of going at the very end, is like, she's not taking any responsibility at the end of this section. I should say she's not taking any responsibility. It's like, this is all your fault. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Yeah, get out, she screamed, dark eyes blazing, little fists beating helplessly on his outstretched arm. You did this. Get out of here. Get out, get out, get out. It's like, Yeah, yeah. Takes two to tango, but it's all Fred apparently. So that's the start. It's a good kind of little portrait of infidelity, of betrayal, of and again with Fitzgerald, hard and as empty as and beautiful. This cut glass bowl being connected with her by somebody else who's obviously like, well, you married this guy, and obviously thinking you married this guy for reasons that were calculating and not particularly to do anything to do with love, and which maybe is evidenced by the fact that she's then taken up with Freddie, and then how she turns on Freddie when the chips are down. All right, I will leave it there for right now. More videos later.